your boy Goji, and today I'm reading a book. Writing content, yeah. No, but really though, today I'm gonna read you a genre book that I wish there were more. I wish I had more of. I think it died out at this point. But it's called a Choose Your Own Adventure book story thing. Now, back in the day, right? All we had were books and maybe movies, right? We didn't have no video games. We didn't have no video games. If you wanted interactive media, you either got one of these kinds of books, or you got a movie with a game and the special features. And ironically enough, this book is themed by a video game. That's amazing. But it's the only one I have, and I had it since I was like small. Whatever, I don't care. By the way, Ash is bound to sound like a 90s commercial because I can't do his voice.
Use AK-47 attack! Pikachu!
Ash and Pikachu walk until Ash realizes that he didn't arrange for a boat. "We don't have a boat," Ash exclaims. "Our journey is over before we even got started." Pikachu looks around at the small trees that could be used to build a raft. It waves its arms to get Ash's attention, pointing to the trees, red cheeks sparkling with excitement. "What's that, Pikachu?" Ash asks. "Trees? Yes, I see them, but what good are they? We need a raft." Pikachu folds its arm and waits for Pikachu folds its arms and waits for Ash to figure out that the trees could be used to build a raft. It takes a minute, but Ash finally gets the picture. "A raft? Not bad, but those trees looks very flimsy." Ash and Pikachu stare out over the water at the other shore, wondering what to do. It is too far to swim, and going back to Pallet Town for a boat would take too long. "I know!" Ash exclaims. "I'll have Charizard fly us to the other side." Pikachu sticks out his tongue. "You may be right. Charizard can be kinda grumpy. Maybe we could swim. It looks kinda far, but who knows? I'm a strong swimmer, and you could ride on my shoulders." I don't know why. Like, there's an introduction bit, but like, I don't know why he couldn't just like run back. At this point, he should have a bike or something.
That's an outdated reference.
Now, the way that these things work, right, is that there's little selections right there, and you just pick which page you want to go to. Let me turn up my brightness. I can't see my own screen. It's right in front of you. Either ask Charizard to fly us across the water, build a raft, or swim. Now, I think that riding a dragon is the coolest fucking thing that you could possibly do in this situation. So we're turning to page 47. "Charizard, I choose you!" Ash declares.
"Come at me, you buffalo chicken wing chicken shit lizard bitch."
What did you say, nigga?
"Said you won't do shit."
Charizard comes out of its Pokeball and sits down on its hind legs. "We need a ride across the river. Can you help us?" Ash asks. Charizard agrees, but much to Ash's surprise and delight. Ash and Pikachu climb onto Charizard's back and hold on as tightly as they can. Charizard leaps into the air and flies hard, anxious to get back to resting. The trip is exciting but scary because Ash keeps slipping and it really feels like he's gonna fall, but in a matter of minutes they are across. They all land safely, and before Ash can thank Charizard, it leaps back into its Pokeball. Ash and Pikachu finally across the river. "This is pretty great," Ash observed. "Just check out all the weird plants. There must be lots of Pokemon here that no one has ever seen before."
I will travel across the land, searching far and wide. Each Pokemon to understand the power that's inside. Pokemon.
Pikachu takes a good look around and sees something hiding behind some bushes. It's a bug-type Pokemon, but by the time Pikachu gets Ash's attention, the Pokemon is gone. "I have no idea where we are, or where we can find the Pokemon I need," Ash complains. Pikachu is too busy listening to the distant call of a hoot-hoot to hear him. There are so many new sights and sounds, and Pikachu is fascinated. After pacing the beach thinking, Ash decides that he has to use something as a landmark to avoid getting lost. He has three choices. Head out into wilds towards some hills that appear to be large enough to spot anywhere on the island. Follow the shore, follow another river, head for the hills. Now, if you look closely, you will notice that one of them is the funny number. And I am going to that funny number. You can fucking sue me. Head for the hills, page 69. Hell yes, nice.
That's why there's nobody out on the streets here.
But I don't see. What's the point of...
What are you doing, step bro?
Ash figures that the best Pokemon will stay away from shore and the river, so he heads for the hills. It is a pleasant journey with lots of colorful scenery to look at. A few times he spots Pokemon, but they are so shy that they run away before Ash can catch them. He could swear some of the trees move out of his way as he walks. When it spots an unusual Pokemon, Pikachu climbs up to ride on Ash's shoulder. Pikachu notices some strange flashes of light in the distance and calls Ash's attention to them by tugging on his hat. "Hey, what are you?" "Yes, I see it too. Do you want to check it out?" Ash says. Pikachu nods yes, so they follow the light to a clearing where two Elekid seem to be fighting. Elekid is the pre-evolved form of Electabuzz. They are small but tough. There are burn marks all over the clearing that were made by stray bolts of energy. Ash watches as the two electric Pokemon exchange jolt after jolt. It is an impressive display. "What do you think they're doing?" Ash asks. "Is it some kind of ritual, or are they just mad at each other?" Pikachu shrugs. They watch a little while longer. The two Elekid lock arms and lean in towards each other. Bolts of lightning stream out of the plug-like horns in their heads. The bolts flow between the Pokemon, getting stronger and more violent as they struggle. "This looks bad," Ash observes. "Maybe we should do something." I don't know if I'm going to draw out any of these, but I'm going to say try to stop them because I want to see if Ash gets fucking zapped. I think I remember him doing that. Oh yeah, page 95. "We can't just stand there and let them blow each other up," Ash exclaims. "We have to do something." Pikachu agrees, but has no idea how to stop them. Ash walks into the clearing and tries to get the Elekid's attention. "Hey, you two, cut it out! Somebody's gonna get hurt!" "No shit, Sherlock." Neither Pokemon takes any notice of him. "Do I try to battle one of them?" Ash wonders. "They seem too busy to care. Maybe I could have Bulbasaur pull them apart with its vines." Pikachu shakes his head no and generates a few sparks. "Right, they would zap Bulbasaur. It's a reverse taser." Pikachu tries to get between the two Elekid. They stop battling and blast Pikachu at the same time, which blows it back out of the clearing. Ash yells and runs to see if his friend is alright. But by the time he gets there, Pikachu is already up and stomping back toward the Elekid. Just imagine the fucking thing like, pew! He'd have gone back to battling and don't notice Pikachu building up an extra powerful Thundershock until it's too late. The combination of the attacks they're throwing at one another and the force of Pikachu's attack is enough to knock both of them unconscious. Ash and Pikachu wait until the Elekid wake up to see if they start battling again. They struggle to their feet and stagger off into the woods. "I wonder what's going on," Ash says, but he has no time to waste. And some of these pages, they don't even give you a choice, they just tell you to turn to a different page. Good lord. Ash continues his journey, but doesn't notice some familiar figures following him. It's Team Rocket! Mouth rubs his paws together and chuckles. "Yeah, he's all done. Now's a chance to nab Pikachu before the mat." I can't do him either. So he's gonna sound like a gang boss. He's gonna sound like Vinny from fucking, I don't know where he came from. He's just gonna sound like a Vinny. James carefully takes the gas bomb out of his pack and pulls the pin. When the poisonous green smoke starts pouring out, he pulls back his arm and throws. Ash doesn't notice the gas at first, but when he starts to get woozy, he sits on a stump to rest. He should have hit it back with a friggin' whatchamacallit? He should have hit it back with a tennis racket. Pikachu yawns. Yeah, Pikachu, I'm tired too. Maybe we should take a... Before Ash can say nap, he's asleep. We did it! All the voices in this video are gonna sound way off. Jessie cheers. Mouthwise Sonia a tear of happiness. At least we caught that Pikachu. Jessie and Mouth wake James up and run off to finish the rest of their evil plan. When Ash wakes up, Pikachu is gone, and so are his Pokeballs. There is a note tucked into his hat that reads, "We hope you enjoyed the nap." It is signed Team Rocket. Ash panics. With Pikachu in the clutches of Team Rocket and no Pokemon to use against them, he will have to rely on his wits to save his friends. He looks around for any sign of Team Rocket or Pikachu and finds some tracks that might be theirs. How is Ash gonna find Pikachu? Follow the tracks. Go back to shore in case they are on their way across the water. Stay there in case they come back this way. Try to trap them. Children, what would Rambo do? That's right, he would try to trap them. And also that's the most metal thing, so we're gonna do that. I like how they titled it, Let's Dig a Pit. Like, that's just the most uncreative name I've ever heard. Ash tries to remember everything he knows about Team Rocket in hopes of finding some way to defeat them without any Pokemon. Team Rocket's devious plans usually involve pit traps, so he decides to turn the tables on them and dig a pit trap of his own. It is tough without any tools, but after searching for a good place to dig, he finds some tools Team Rocket abandoned after they caught Pikachu. It is no surprise that they had lots of pit digging tools with them. Digging a pit large enough to hold all three members of Team Rocket takes a long time, but Ash manages it. He then covers it up with sticks and leaves. And I assume that he also put I also assume he put pikes at the bottom. Maybe pissed on him. Who knows?
History is lame and dark.
With the pit complete, there is nothing left to do but find a good hiding place and wait for the victims to arrive. See? He did put pikes at the bottom. Nobody says victims. He keeps waiting and waiting, but they don't show up. He starts to feel sorry for Team Rocket, who at times must have spent whole days just waiting and waiting for him to show up. That all is well and good when you have whole days to spend, but Ash is in a hurry. There are two choices here. Wait for Team Rocket to show up, or give up and go back to the beach. Now, what would be the most cinematic thing to do? What would Rambo do? Yeah, didn't he wait? So I'm gonna wait, and I have to turn to page 111. God. Alright. Oh, holy shit, that's like the last page. Anyway. Ash is waiting by his pit when he hears a sound coming toward him that has never been heard before. It sounds like a whirring combined with a flapping. And as it gets closer, it gets louder. He stands up and sees dozens of bizarre Pokemon with leaves growing out of the tops of their heads that they use like helicopter blades. Ash tries to remember if he saw anything like those in the professor's notes and thinks they might be Hoppip, which is this fucking thing. It's a fungal Jigglypuff. Suddenly, the Pokemon close in on him. By the time he figures out that he is in trouble, there's hardly time to react. If he doesn't act quickly, the swarm will smack right into him. They don't seem dangerous, but they could easily hurt him by mistake. Ash realizes that he has only two choices. Dive into the pit to get out of the way, or run away as fast as he can. What would Rambo do? Run away. Are you sure that they're at least like 2 feet tall in the canon?
Wait, oh my fucking god.
And Ash is supposed to be like 5 foot.
Yeah.
Like my height, pretty much. So I find it funny that he'll just run away. So. Turnabout. The Hoppip descend and Ash panics. Fucking descend. And Ash panics. He runs as fast as he can. The flying Pokemon dive bomb, miss him, pull up, and fly away. But Ash doesn't notice. All the young trainers can think about is getting away. He doesn't realize that he's being chased when he runs smack into Team Rocket. It's the brat, Jessie yells. Don't you ever learn? Meowth asks. Ash, wait. I like how Meowth doesn't yell. He's like, don't you ever learn? Ash tries to figure out what to do next. It is 3 against 1, and it could get ugly if Jesse and James start throwing Pokeballs. Get him! Jesse commands. Ash turns around and starts running back the way he came. As he runs, he gets an idea. He lets Team Rocket get close to make sure they're concentrating on him rather than where he's going. He heads for his pit. When he gets close, he jumps to the side. James stops in time, but Meowth smacks right into him, sending them both tumbling into the trap. Jessie is right behind them. She stops herself too, but Ash pushes her in before she can regain her balance. Hey, no fair, James whines. The pit was my idea. Ash looks down at his enemies from the edge of the pit. I can see why you keep digging these things. They work pretty well. Alright, you got us. What do you want? Jessie asks. Give me Pikachu and the Pokeballs you stole from me, and I'll lower a rope, Ash answers. Jessie and James exchange frustrated glares, but they have no choice. They pass up the Pokeballs in a special case that has Pikachu inside. Ash releases Pikachu and gives it a big hug. I'm sorry I took so long, Ash says to his friend. Ash tosses a rope into the pit and resumes his search for a new Pokemon. He just let them go? That's bullshit. Wait, shit. It says turn to page 25. The map. With Team Rocket out of the way, Ash and Pikachu are free to explore the area. They find a few more Pokemon, but nothing Ash wants to catch. While resting, Pikachu finds a corner of a scrap of paper sticking out of the dirt. Ash helps Pikachu dig it out, and they discover that it is a map. The map seems to be of the area, but is so old, worn, and ripped that it is hard to make out. I wonder who made this, Ash wonders aloud. They use the map to find their position by locating some big hills to the east, noticing what looks to be a forest to the north, and remembering that the river is behind them to the west. There are 4 markings on the map, but there is no way to know what the markings represent. X marks the spot, Ash exclaims. Pikachu climbs up on Ash's shoulder to get a better look. Ash figures the map might help him in his search for his Pokemon, so he decides to follow it for a while. The only problem is deciding where to start. What is Ash's next destination? We can either head to the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, or 4th on the map. And I'm going to the 2nd one because the page is 68, and that's almost a funny number, and I might look at the funny number, and that's cool. Rickety Bridge. The 2nd mark on the map leads Ash and Pikachu to a chasm so large that it effectively splits the land in half. Like my ex. There is a rope bridge across the chasm, but it doesn't look very sturdy. It must have been built a long time ago because the boards are old and rotten. A few of the boards are even split or missing. Ash goes to the lip of the chasm and looks down. It is dangerously deep and very dark. Like my ex. What do you think, Pikachu? Ash asks. Pikachu looks over the edge, like Ash did, and gets dizzy. They search the area for any sign of people who built the bridge, but all they find is a signpost that was abandoned so long ago that the sign has fallen off and lying on the ground. Ash flips over the sign and sees that it is a warning. Bridge, closed, danger, beware. Ash checks his map. It definitely shows the location of the bridge. If the chasm cuts the area in two, that means that half the Pokemon are on the other side. He could always go back and walk around the chasm, but that would take hours and hours, time that he doesn't have. What does Ash do? Use the rope bridge, follow the map to another place. What would Samurai Jack do? What would Shrek do? They cross the bridge, obviously. Page 33. Well, first try. Ash figures that the bridge must be important if someone took the time to build it and put it on a map, so he decides to head across, going slowly and carefully. The old bridge creaks and groans under his weight, but holds until he's almost all the way across. When he feels the bridge giving out, he rushes across to the other side. Unfortunately, Pikachu isn't far across. When the bridge collapses, the little Pikachu has to run back. The two friends end up on opposite sides of the chasm. How is Ash going to get Pikachu to his side of the chasm? Tell Bulbasaur to make a vine across. Tell Charizard to fly Pikachu across. What's the coolest thing that we could do at this point? I already know the answer probably. We're calling Charizard, Charizard, I choose you! Ash calls as he throws out Charizard's Pokeball. The big Pokemon leaps out of the ball, snorts smoke at Ash, and flies away. Hey, wait! Ash yells, but Charizard ignores him. Ash and Pikachu watch the skies for a while, but Charizard is gone a long time. Ash is forced to look for another way around the chasm, but there doesn't seem to be any way that wouldn't require hours of hiking. Charizard returns and plunks down next to Ash. The lizard has a sweet-smelling berry juice all over its face. Ash frowns. I'm glad you had a nice snack, but Pikachu is stuck on the other side of this chasm and needs your help. Charizard responds by laying down on his side to take a nap. Pikachu gets impatient and paces back and forth on its side of the chasm. Look here, Charizard! What's that my name? Ash begins, but he gets cut off when Pokemon takes a swipe at him with one of his huge claws. Ash gives up and returns Charizard to his Pokeball. I wonder why I keep that guy around, he says, and then starts trying to figure out another way to get Pikachu. Damn it! Like, it's not the first time I read this, but it's the first time I went this path. I was doing Bulbasaur anyway. It's page 62. Ash calls Bulbasaur out of its Pokeball and asks to use its Vine Whips to make a bridge across the chasm. Bulbasaur agrees and stretches the vines as far as they can go. They reach the other side and Bulbasaur wraps the ends around two small trees. Come on, Pikachu, crawl across on the vines, Ash says. Pikachu climbs up and starts to crawl, but it is very nervous and it doesn't move very fast. Don't look down, Pikachu, Ash advises. Pikachu keeps moving slowly but surely. Bulbasaur starts getting tired and the vines start to tremble. Pikachu stops. It is halfway across and is too afraid to move. Pikachu is holding on to Bulbasaur's vines as tightly as it can. But just then, at the worst possible time, a Fearow comes diving out of the air. It is a Fearow Ash encountered during his very first adventure. It recognizes Ash and starts to get even by knocking Pikachu off the vines into the chasm below.
Will Ash save his friend? Will Pikachu survive? Will Goji figure out how to edit things in one day? Find out tomorrow, I guess. Yeah.
And we've been going on for 20 minutes and my voice is tired, so we're gonna cliffhanger. Aha, didn't think I would do that. Righty, YouTuber.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kinda dumb with her finger